F1 teams are always ready to surprise the fans. The official change of Alpha Tauri's Instagram name has confirmed the expectations about Alpha Tauri's renaming. The news is getting good buzz since the team has been officially updated as Visa Cash App RB. Its name and American sponsor was leaked, and after 4 seasons of Alpha Tauri, now the team is moving on from its current name with Racing Bulls. But the subject of concern is the team's competitive integrity, which is being questioned, as its closer ties to Red Bull are raising concerns. Now, Red Bulls would work alongside sister team Racing Bulls. It is expected that the renaming to Visa Cash App, Racing Bulls will bring the team closer to its sister team, Red Bull Racing. Today, I'll fill you in on what are FIA's concerns over the matter. Meanwhile, we will delve into the response of other teams to this news, which is literally important in this regard, because it's all about competition. The identity will be generic, Peter Bayer, the CEO, said. We will change the company's name, we will change identity, logo, everything, a complete relaunch, complete rebrand. The Italian Red Bull team was previously called Toro Rosso, which means Red Bull in Italian. But then the team decided to promote a clothing brand that absolutely no one had ever heard of by renaming their team Alpha Tauri. But once again, Alpha Tauri are changing name and logo, not merely renaming, but there are some interesting things happening. Faenza-based squad has boosted team dynamics, as well as renaming with substantial internal changes like the addition of Alan Parmain, former Alpine sporting director. Much of the item's factory work was moved to the UK at Red Bull's campus in Milton Keynes. The 2 teams at the same place under the ownership of the same company working together for the same race is a great upset for other teams. The fact is that Alpha Tauri's performance in the late 2023 season urged the need for an inclusive restructure. The new identity and rich US-based sponsors are driving Alpha Tauri to focus on obtaining the best possible results. In F1, for the first time, 2 teams owned by the same company will be working in cooperation with each other. This alliance of both teams has raised concerns among some teams, particularly McLaren, having been more vocal on the subject. Zak Brown, McLaren CEO, stated that having 2 teams on the grid might result in serious issues for fairness in sports. Brown at McLaren's 2024 livery launch, as quoted by Motorsports.com. I believe it's a serious issue for the fairness of the sport, for the fans. That's why it's pretty much not allowed in any other form of major sport. I would like to see us, as an industry, focus on that before it gets to a level of being where Formula 1 once was, which is very out of balance because people are playing by the rules, but a different set of rules. In a recent media call, Zak Brown explained his thoughts further on why he feels the alliance should not be permitted. I think everything is pretty clear, what the rules are. However, I think the rules need to be reviewed and modified quickly. I think the AB team ownership is now outdated for the reasons why they were put in place many years ago. While Mercedes remained relaxed about Red Bull's Team Alliance plan, Mercedes technical director James Allison explains the way the rule is written is very broad and very powerful, and it pretty much makes any communication not permitted. The regulations are basically designed to prevent the transfer and communication of intellectual property from one team to another. In Formula 1, the main objective of each of the 10 teams is to produce the fastest car, and this has to be done individually by each team. For this purpose, Formula 1 has provided a list of parts which every team has to design and manufacture themselves without copying other teams. And parts that a team can buy from each other or external companies are categorized separately, which also includes a limited amount of technical data related to those parts. Any communication beyond this scope is strictly prohibited by the rules. This is to ensure fairness in competition. They take benefit of parts that are allowed to be transferred, like the gearbox and the suspension and so on, in the same way that Williams and Aston Martin have done so with Mercedes or Haas with Ferrari. They are designing their own car, they've got their own ideas, Red Bull's team principal Christian Horner remarked. So the championship primarily is all about the championship of manufacturers and not the drivers. No matter what's going on inside, other teams have to digest the current situation, as FIA has no concern, but fairness in sports should be maintained. The FIA has shown a composed gesture regarding Alpha Tauri's progress in 2023 and its rate of upgrades, as everything is quite normal and there is no violation of rules. Sometimes teams carry out modifications to the floor which are more local and therefore don't involve throwing everything away. We believe that Alpha Tauri specifically does have quite different aerodynamic solutions to the other company, said Nicolas Tombazis, the FIA's F1 director, and we don't think there's any sign of direct collaboration. Clearly, they are working hard and have made a step forward this year. I don't think that it can be said that it's due to collaboration, he added. This statement from the authorities gives a clear message to other teams that everything is under control and Alpha Tauri has not violated any of the rules and regulations of sport. The team principal of Red Bull Racing, Christian Horner's remarks are significant in this scenario, who considers Alpha Tauri as a customer team. They're designing their own car, they've got their own ideas, Horner affirmed. We're an awfully long way away from a pink Mercedes. When you look at the car, there's quite fundamental differences between that car and a Red Bull racing car, Horner said of the Alpha Tauri. And arguably, there are other cars on the grid that are far closer in concept than an Alpha Tauri is. You've got to look at an Aston Martin or even a McLaren. If you look around the rear suspension of a McLaren, it's very close in concept to that of our own. Sponsorship has become part and parcel of motorsports. The advertising agencies and leading brands have pretty much made the sport popular. If you are on the team name, you are certainly going to be the biggest logo on the car as well. F1 is charging the advertising agencies hundreds of millions of dollars for the privilege of being painted in big letters for the world to see. For that reason, an F1 car is said to be a fantastic billboard. Alpha Tauri is set for a significant catch-up in 2024, with its new US-based partners Cash App and Visa, and Swiss watchmaker Tudor watches joining the fold. With Visa and Cash App as sponsors, Racing Bulls will have the money to take on. Bayer was of the view that the team's profile in the United States, helped by the presence of star driver Daniel Ricciardo, has played a crucial role in attracting new sponsors. We're on a good trajectory, he said, and because we have such good traction in the US at the moment, we found these two companies who like each other. We had a very good meeting with these two big partners, and they understood each other really well. Meanwhile, when the team has upgraded its strategies and dynamics for next season and onwards, if we do not talk about the drivers, the video will be incomplete, as the drivers are an integral part of F1 and play the most important role in the race. With the change in the name and logo of the team, there is no change in drivers for the 2024 season. The team has resumed one experienced driver, Daniel Ricciardo, with the young Yuki Tsunoda for this season, leaving Liam Lawson, who contested 5 races last year. Both Ricciardo and Tsunoda will be trying to apply pressure on Sergio Perez for a Red Bull F1 2025 seat. I think the Red Bulls aren't getting any advantage from the situation. Moreover, Red Bull has been testing parts on Alpha Tauri to begin with before putting them on the main team. An example of this is when the switch was made from Renault to Honda. They made the switch with the sister team first to see how the engine performed. Then the main team adopted it. Doubts of further teams can only be cleared until the season starts. What are your thoughts about doubts of F1 teams? It will be interesting to see the team with a completely new look. What is the purpose of Red Bull's second team, Alpha Tauri, ahead of their rebrand? Do you think the Alpha Tauri's recent changes can contribute to its upcoming performance? Share your views in the comments below.